Wow. Didn't see that coming 10 days ago, but that's the hand that's been dealt right now, of course, with all the injuries. Caitlin Clark, Sophia Cunningham being out. Angel Reese was back to her old ways last night. All right, in a lot of different ways. Now, I did a video earlier. We talked about the Chicago Sky. They won a ball game. They won a ball game. They're now tied with the Indiana Fever with 2 wins. Was birthed last night. Something was hatched. A little rivalry action last night. A little trash talk. A couple of players almost went at it.
What happens when the WNBA's most unshakable intimidator meets a player who refuses to back down? Angel Reese tried to impose her usual dominance on NaLyssa Smith, but what unfolded left the entire arena stunned. Why did Reese's tactics suddenly fail? And what does this say about the future of player confrontations in the league? Before we move on, I'd like to ask you a small favor. If you appreciate this content, please take a second to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Over 98% of you watch the videos without subscribing. It costs you nothing, but it makes a huge difference to us. So, did you click the subscribe button? Great, thank you so much. Now, back to the video.
Versus Angel Reese, I'm putting all of my $2.47, I'm putting all of that on NaLyssa Smith, all right? And for once, Angel Reese was actually picking on somebody her own size. Now, if I was to take bets in this, NaLyssa Smith, I'm not sure it would be even close. Like, I'm not sure Angel Reese would actually want that to turn into something where hands are involved, because my goodness, I mean...
Imagine this. Angel Reese, the player renowned for her fiery presence and ability to rattle her opponents, stepped onto the court with a familiar intensity. She's built a reputation as one of the most physically commanding players in the WNBA, dominating games not just with her skill, but with an attitude that screams, "This is my court." Time and time again, rivals have crumbled under her stare, frustrated by her relentless trash talk and her ability to back it up with key plays. But this matchup against NaLyssa Smith wasn't going to follow the typical script. The tone shifted in the second quarter. Reese, fresh off an aggressive rebound, landed a hard foul on Smith, shoulder to chest, more forceful than necessary.
She did. I mean, at 6 of 12 from the field, 27 minutes, 20 points, 3 block shots last night. Showing out right there in front of her very own Dejanay Carrington. I'm just going to keep it real. NaLyssa Smith, I think she sort of believes she's a little bit more masculine, right? Now, I'm going to tell you, as far as flexing goes, we talked about this a little earlier, NaLyssa Smith showed her ass. Showing out, indeed. But across the way was Angel Reese that went 4 for 13 again, showing that the other day was just a glimmer of hope that she had.
It wasn't just a typical basketball foul. There was intent behind it, the kind meant to establish control. Normally, Reese's confidence would have been the loudest thing in the arena after a play like that, but this time, something different happened. Smith squared up without hesitation, meeting Reese's glare with an unflinching look of her own. The energy on the court flipped in an instant. For the first time, Reese's swagger seemed to falter. Smith didn't just hold her ground, she sent a message with her composure. Unlike many players in the past who had let Reese's tactics pull them out of rhythm, Smith thrived under the pressure. Her gameplay elevated as the game progressed. She swatted shots, outmaneuvered Reese in key offensive sequences, and stayed locked in as though the confrontation had only sharpened her focus. Every block, every steal, every basket became another way to push back without saying a word. It was a completely different kind of fight. Silent, controlled, and relentless. The opposite of the heated chaos Reese usually thrives in. And here's the kicker. These two have a history. Back when Reese was still finding her footing as a rookie, Smith had already made her presence felt in games where their paths crossed. But while their early encounters might have felt routine, this latest clash seemed charged with something more. Smith, now a cornerstone of the Indiana Fever, displayed the kind of maturity and leadership that suggested she wasn't just standing up for herself, She was defending her team and its legacy. You could see it in how she carried herself. For her, this confrontation wasn't about trading words, it was about delivering results. As tempers cooled, one thing became clear. Reese's usual intimidation tactics had hit a wall. What makes that moment so impactful isn't just Smith's refusal to fold, it's how thoroughly she flipped the script. For the first time, the predator felt like the prey. You know what's crazier? This isn't just about Angel Reese and NaLyssa Smith going head-to-head. That moment on the court actually highlights a bigger issue haunting the WNBA. It feels like every week there's another heated confrontation or controversial foul call, and it's starting to get out of hand. The Reese-Smith clash is just one example in a growing trend of these incidents where emotions boil over, but the league doesn't seem to have a firm grip on how to handle them. Let's take the Caitlin Clark flagrant foul situation. It came out of nowhere. A routine play gets flagged as a major infraction. Fans and even analysts were left confused. Is every physical play going under a microscope now? And when the league is inconsistent like that, it doesn't just frustrate players, it throws off the flow of the game. Clark, who's known for her elite focus and ability to tune out distractions, has been dragged into conversations about officiating, all because the system feels like it's breaking down. And while Clark works to bring high-level precision to her game, others seem to lean more into drama than actual basketball. That imbalance makes these inconsistencies stand out even more. The discipline system in the WNBA definitely isn't helping the situation. Players rack up technical fouls with shocking regularity, with suspensions kicking in after just 7. It sounds like a lot, but with how often we're seeing these intense moments, it's clear this structure isn't addressing the root issues. When the fallout from confrontations like Reese and Smith comes down to nothing more than a couple of technicals, it gives the impression that this behavior is par for the course. The league's lack of decisive action almost feels like encouragement to do it again. And this is where it really matters. The WNBA is fighting to position itself as one of the top professional leagues in the world. But if these confrontations, and the way they're handled, keep overshadowing actual talent, what does that say about its future? The Reese-Smith clash wasn't just another heated moment in a game. It symbolized something bigger. It exposed the WNBA's ongoing struggle to balance intense rivalries with the professionalism fans expect. On one side, you have players like NaLyssa Smith showing composure and focusing on performance. On the other, confrontations and chaotic moments keep grabbing headlines. If the WNBA wants to go the right way with these CBA negotiations and getting bigger and more prominent, they need to embrace change, as experts point out. Will the league step up to protect its reputation, or let the drama continue to overshadow its talent?